Hi, this is Scott Farnsworth on the TIBCO Mashery API product management team. Today I'm here to talk about our API marketplace feature that is just coming out, and we're really excited about this. I think this is really consistent with the way that Mashery has always thought about APIs, right? They're great technology and enablement tools, but they're more than that. They're really products, and you think about that in terms of the way that you get business feedback on them, the way that you roll them out, the way that you manage them. It really is not just a technological notion. So taking that to the next level and being able to monetize that in some meaningful fashion is really what we're talking about here today. We do that through the use of both Mashery's existing technology, our packager technology, which allows you to bundle APIs, as well as we're leaning on our partner AWS to help us roll this out. We have obviously, as TIBCO, has been doing a lot with AWS lately, as well as their marketplace. You can buy a number of TIBCO's products on the AWS marketplace, and why not enable this same utility to expose your APIs for sale. So I'm going to do just a quick demo here of what this looks like. You'll find it here on the home page of the API Control Center within Mashery, as well as on the Manage tab, drop down API Marketplace. And so what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and add our first listing here. And keep in mind, again, this is something that relates back and forth between Mashery, TIBCO Mashery, and AWS. So there'll be some things you have to set up on the AWS side. There'll be some things you set up on the Mashery side, and then you kind of link those two concepts together. We've done our best to make this easy by giving you a CloudFormation template that does things like create the Amazon resource name, the trust relationship, and the product code, which you'll create as a part of your listing on AWS. So just really quickly here, I'll go ahead and run through a little demo here of configuring a listing. It's pretty simple. Again, these first couple fields would have been created during the CloudFormation template execution. The product code would have been created while you were setting up your listing within AWS Marketplace. And then you would have a package on the Mashery side. So in this case, we'll go ahead and pick this Acme package, and we'll hit continue. So this is going to take you to a secondary confirmation page here. It's going to show you what you had on the first page. And now what you do is you're going to associate plans within that package to dimension codes, which are, again, part of the AWS Marketplace setup. So we'll go ahead and select a plan, in this case, starter plan. And we're going to call and this dimension code, which we would have gotten from AWS. We'll go ahead and enter that, and then we'll go ahead and hit save. All right. So at this point, you've got a listing set up, and it's now in draft mode. There are a couple steps you have to go through in order to get it to a publish mode. So here you'll see the status with this red X, meaning it's not ready to be published yet, and then we'll give you some information on our documentation. So what I have to do now is I have to actually go through and subscribe a user to all of the plans within here. So you can see a list of plans. We've just got one. You could have any number of plans within that package for which you will establish a listing. So we'll go ahead and go over to a listing here. Again, this is a listing that you would create on AWS in the marketplace. And I'm just logged in as a user who's going to come in and subscribe. And so I can see the information about the subscription here, how much it's going to cost, the term of the contract. I'll go ahead and continue and subscribe. And all right, so it's going to give me an opportunity to select the number of units. I can just select one or any number of units. Again, this will look much nicer once you've done your own AWS Marketplace listing. We'll go ahead and click here to set up the account. Now, what this is going to do is this is going to transport you magically to Mashery's developer portal, and it's going to allow you to sign in. And at that point, it is going to go ahead and issue API keys. And so at this point, it's just like you got a key from Mashery under any other circumstance, but in this case, it was auto-created as part of this subscription within the AWS Marketplace and the Mashery API Marketplace. So at this point, as a developer, my key is active. I can go ahead and start testing it again as a test account here. Now, if I go back to the Mashery page and I hit refresh, now that this subscription has been done, I can see that my plan status is now green. I can go back to my listing details here, or I can go back to my marketplace, and I can see that my status is still in draft mode. So let's go ahead and go into here. We'll click Publish Our Listing. Now be aware at this point when you publish your listing that it's going to lock it in, right? You've created a contract within the AWS Marketplace. You've got users, developers who have subscribed to use this API key. So you can't simply pull the rug out from under them at that point, right? There's no deleting their member account. There's no updating their keys, etc. you're pretty much locked in as far as as long as there's a subscription and users subscribe to it. So at this point, we go ahead and publish our listing, and we can now see that this API this marketplace listing has been locked, and you've got read-only rights. But now we've also got here listing reports. So if you go to listing reports, and I don't have any traffic on this right now, so you won't see it, but it'll essentially bring up the package and plan for which you have listings, so you can see how much traffic they're getting, what their usage is. And then of course the developers themselves can also see this information on the front-end developer portal under the My Account tab of their account. So lots of really cool stuff here. Stay tuned. We'll have more stuff coming out as we look to continue to evolve this and other similar offerings. Thanks for your time.